Perfect motion demands more than just power. Applied at the right moment, in the right place, and with moderation, only then will the sheer power of today's Mercedes-Benz engines reveal itself in optimum vehicle dynamics. The new 4matic system distributes fully variable torque, adapting to driver and situation. To save weight and installation space, the PTU was integrated into the main 7G DCT transmission. Via the driveshaft, the power is fed to the multi-disc clutch of the completely new rear axle differential. The clutch pressure is regulated by an electronically controlled proportional valve. If required, up to almost 100% of drive power is directed to the rear axle differential. 3 years of development and various conceptual approaches culminate in an ideal all-wheel drive. On Mercedes-Benz test benches, demanding test routes, and in the biting cold of Lapland, hardware and operating parameters were brought to perfection. As a guiding principle, the rear axle transmission is activated as often as necessary, as seldom as possible. At high speeds, the new 4matic almost always uses front-wheel drive. As soon as the driving situation requires it, additional torque is sent to the rear axle within milliseconds. For example, when cornering at high speed, under full acceleration, or when the system senses a sudden change in the road surface. When ESP intervenes, the rear axle is immediately deprived of torque, as is expected from Mercedes-Benz, where driving safety always has top priority. Perfect integration, intelligent control, low fuel consumption. With a fully variable 4matic system, Mercedes-Benz now offers exciting high performance and sheer driving pleasure also in the compact class. 4matic, all-wheel drive perfected.
Almost every BMW can be equipped with xDrive, the all-wheel drive system by BMW. And this has two big advantages. On the one hand, you get enhanced driving dynamics. On the other, improved driving safety. This video will show how BMW xDrive can support your driving in everyday situations. The all-wheel drive system BMW xDrive is active all the time, but it only steps in when it detects potential danger. That way it supports you, for example, on gravel, sand, wet or icy roads. In a situation like this, with ground unevenly covered with snow, there are sections with more and sections with less traction. The xDrive system permanently monitors the speed of each wheel. If needed, it adjusts the power for every single wheel to get the best possible traction. All this happens within just milliseconds. Besides this, other factors are measured as well, like the angle of the steering wheel and the push on the gas pedal. The variety of data ensures that the system reacts to a given situation in the best possible way. But safety is just one side of the coin. The other is more driving pleasure. If you drive through a curve, for instance, BMW xDrive reduces the power on the inner curve wheels. This supports the side motion and gets you out of the curve faster. xDrive distributes the torque differently on every single wheel. When you take a curve with too much power on the drive wheels, which typically happens on slippery ground, you might risk over or understeering. In this case, BMW xDrive immediately shifts the power to the front or rear axle depending on the needs. It takes more energy to drive four wheels than just two. But over the years, BMW has continuously improved the system to accomplish a maximum degree of efficiency. For example, xDrive transfers only the amount of power to the respective axle that can actually be passed on to the road. The BMW xDrive gearbox and transmission have been optimized to lower fuel consumption. With BMW xDrive, you get safer and more dynamic driving pleasure on all sorts of road conditions, in all kinds of weather.